Hey, welcome back. It's been a fun, eventful past few days out here in Dallas and in the Yutani Theater. As some of you guys have probably already seen, Robert Van Man was gracious enough to open his home for a charity event for raising money for water in Burundi, Africa. It's a fantastic cause, so I'm going to link it down below. We just had a great, fantastic time there. Uh, and some of you guys have probably already seen that Michael, aka Youthman, was headlining the event and kind of responsible for the social aspect and the get together. And we just had a blast. So Michael had some time to kill, and I had some time to kill. So I picked up Michael Friday at the airport, and we spent probably 2.5 or 3 hours with me and a few other buddies just goofing around in this theater. So in a second, I'm going to get this camera turned around and show you his thoughts.
Oh, dude. Yeah, bro. Finally get to see this thing in person, Taylor. Dude,
I'm glad you got to see it.
This is awesome, man. That screen is wild. Holy crap, dude.
190.
That is rad, dude.
Okay, so now the tables have turned. I'm interviewing you
What's up, man?
in my theater. So you just heard Theory, I think, for
Yeah.
maybe the first proper time, right?
Yeah, I've only heard Theory in a very small room.
Mhm.
I think it was at maybe Audio Vice Live.
Yeah.
It had just a small hotel room.
Yeah. So we just did a demo with 80 hertz crossover,
Mhm.
no subwoofer, two
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
What was your initial thoughts on that?
Oh, these got great imaging, good sound. This is a big room. And the crazy thing is, you've got a very smallish speaker. I mean, there's a lot of companies that make big, massive towers, big, bulky speakers. And so to be able to take a smaller enclosure that doesn't impede on your room and all the space, to be able to kind of hide those in your room if you want to, I think they've done a great job with that. And then they're active crossovers, I believe, right?
It's proprietary amplification is
Okay.
probably the best way to say it.
Yeah, so I mean, this isn't one of those systems that I would be able to just go hit the button and let it do it. So what impresses me too, Taylor, is not just the equipment, but the fact that you built this room. Like
I appreciate it.
that is super impressive to me because I can't build squat. I really can't.
Mhm.
I've had to have help in my theater room building my riser. I don't have the tools. I don't have the knowledge. I don't even have the desire to build stuff. But you've taken a space that was unused in your home and said, "Man, I want to create something really cool. I want to create a movie, cinema, theater, private cinema
Mhm.
experience." And you've done that, dude. This is awesome.
I appreciate
I
it.
mean, it's still a work in progress, but all
Yeah.
of ours is a work in progress.
So, what did you think about the multi-channel music? So, we haven't done the full theater experience yet.
Yeah.
We just did 2 channel
Yeah.
with no sub, and then all channels with no sub, and
Yeah.
now you just heard all channels with a sub
Yeah.
and just music. So, we haven't done movies just
Correct.
yet.
Yeah, so I'm not a 2 channel guy.
Yeah.
Never have been. I'm not an audiophile. I'm definitely even more home theater than music, but
Mhm.
I really like an immersive experience. And so what was great about that, we listened to some Atmos music, and so very enveloping. Now
Mhm.
I'm sitting kind of up against the back wall, so I did kind of come out here
Mhm.
a little bit
Yeah, of course.
just to get me kind of more centered in
Mhm.
the space here. But definitely a very enveloping sound. I heard a lot of nuances in the guitar strings. Um, just a very pleasant sound. Definitely not harsh on the top end,
Yeah.
which is great. You don't want something that's gonna.
And what's interesting that you say that it's not harsh on the top end. This is flat.
Mhm.
So it is. There's no curve down
Right.
after 16K.
Right.
It's straight 80 hertz to 20K,
Yeah.
as flat as I could get it.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because I think that's the nature of the style of speakers. So
Mhm.
if something has a big old horn on it,
Mhm.
like the Black Swans from
Yeah.
Ascendo,
Yeah, they
everybody
can get-
knows
they
I'm
can
not a
get-
huge fan of it.
They can get bright.
You
They can
can-
get harsh.
Yeah, I mean, when I calibrated those, we had to start rolling them off at 16
Mhm.
pretty steeply,
Right.
and so yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're gonna do some movie demos, get this
Yeah,
projector
that's
on,
what that's what I'm gonna do.
and get this big old screen lit up.
I love
And
it.
so
That thing's
yeah,
wild, dude. I love
we'll check
seeing it.
in. All right, guys, you had the chance to experience the home theater aspect of it. So starting off, what did you guys think about the screen size? Was it too big or was it too small? Starting with you, Michael.
No, I definitely like an immersive image. That is, it was really cool being able to see. I love a CinemaScope screen myself, but being able to see a really massive 60 by 9 image, especially on like Top Gun Maverick, was really, really incredible. That was definitely really immersive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drew?
I'm definitely also in the camp of the bigger the better. I think you get a screen in and it looks big, and then you start to watch it and it's not so big anymore. So I'm always in favor of going much bigger than you think you need and or want at the time, because at a certain point you'll get used to it and you want bigger.
Yeah, a lot of times I see people go with the size screen and they say, "Man, I wish I would have went bigger." But I don't really recall ever hearing somebody say, "Hey, I went bigger. Man, I really should have went
Smaller.
Yeah, and for reference, guys, I started out with a 170 inch,
right."
and I thought, well, I can go a little bit bigger than
Yeah.
that. So, moving on to you, Eric. What did you think about the
Yeah,
screen size?
I'm a big fan of the immersion of floor to ceiling image.
Mhm.
You know, if you had smaller subs, there's a little more room, but it's a nice balance of you're also just far enough off the floor that you don't need to worry about your feet blocking any of the screen.
Yeah.
With it fully reclined. But you know, like Mike was saying, especially with Maverick and other things that can use the full 16 by 9,
Mhm.
it's hard to get more immersive than that.
Yeah. And so this is a gray screen as well. So it's not perfectly white. We have 10,000 lumens going into it. Really have a run at about 80, so maybe 6 or 7,000. Um, it's obviously not doesn't have the contrast of a JVC, but what did you guys think about the material and kind of the image and the ANSI contrast versus native? I mean, what did you think about the color and the image? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looked great, especially, you know, you can really kind of tell its strengths on the bright scenes like Maverick, where you're really getting to see that pop. And, you know, especially at this size, I couldn't say it felt like it was missing brightness.
Drew?
Yeah, for me, I think I would probably need to spend more time with it too,
Yeah.
because I think I was just so engrossed in what I was watching that I really wasn't nitpicking or being hypercritical of what I was seeing. So I guess that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
The fact that nothing did stick out to me as far as, oh, it could be this or it could be that. The one thing I did notice, I guess, it was the motion sometimes seemed a little bit odd.
Yeah, it's on a MadVR MV
Mhm.
Core. There's some sync up issues that I'm having with it where it adds a like arbitrary motion blur. So it's a handshake issue.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mr. Returning QLs over here.
Yeah.
So what did you think in
Yeah.
in a different environment?
Yeah, so I had the same projector in my room,
Yeah.
150 inch. So it was really cool to see a much bigger image and what this is capable of. And so that was really cool. That was a great experience. The color volume on that is just it's full. I mean, like you're getting some really vibrant, not overly saturated, but just vibrant colors. I like Eric said, it excels in those really, really bright scenes. The dark scenes, of course, the black floor is going to be raised a little bit, but
Mhm.
because you have the gray screen, that helps.
Mhm.
So I have a white screen, so I noticed it a lot more on my screen
Yeah.
than I did here. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome projector. I would recommend getting a hush box for it.
I'm working on that.
It's loud.
It's a little loud, yeah.
You,
It's
you
not
don't
the
hear it when we're watching a movie, but when
Yeah.
you're just powering down or you're just looking at the screen
Yeah.
with no sound going, you definitely hear it.
That being said, it is remarkably quiet for how much light
right.
output
Yeah, I think it's
putting out.
about 33 dB.
Yeah, so
And so
I mean, it for what it does, you can have it in the room and not have a hush box and tolerate it. And
Yeah,
not
watching
really-
a movie.
watching
you're
a
totally-
movie is
It's
not
just
bad.
if
Yeah.
you were
But for sure, it would
well, the
help.
noise
you
floor in
pause
this
and
room
you-
is around 26, 28 dB. So when there's nothing going on, it's the thing that sticks out
That's correct.
immediately. So I guess last question here. What did you guys think now hearing a movie of all the speakers essentially being exactly the same in a room like this?
Good. Might want to pass the ball. I'm gonna give you the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, with especially when we're demoing some of the Atmos tracks, I think in some systems, especially if you're going smaller and less capable around, you'll have some slight differences in dynamics as stuff pans around, and especially with like the quiet place red light scene, as things are moving around the room, it's just perfectly consistent. It's a really nice
Yeah, and I
emotion.
would just say seamless. Like it just, the speakers kind of disappear at that point. You're not noticing timbre changes from one, surround effect to another. So yeah, it was great.
It's awesome. Michael?
I used to be of the opinion that your surrounds and your height speakers, really you could just cut corners on those because they're, our brains don't interpret that as well. But the reality is I've heard a lot of different systems like Taylor's that have that, not a lot, but the systems that I've heard that have had matching, it makes all the difference. It really, really does. It's a very coherent, cohesive sound like you're talking about. When something pans, you forget that there's speakers there. You're just hearing movement and it's a seamless movement. And so anytime that you can do that, I think that's great. And so Taylor, by putting almost all identical speakers except for your center channel, that just makes a really nice, especially for Dolby Atmos, like that big bubble that we want. I just think they do a fantastic job of that.
Oh, awesome, guys. Thank you for coming by.
One last thing I
Yeah,
have
go
to
ahead.
say is that I did notice, I think, that the center channel was off about 4 inches. Maybe.
That's an inside joke, but yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for experiencing it.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
we
Taylor.
have a bunch of stuff coming up. We have the 33 that's in the corner that's not hooked up and in box yet. Trinov and different seating. So when that all gets in, I'd love to have you guys back. And
Texas again.
Yeah.
Man. Oh well.
Twist my arm.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Taylor.
Okay, so it was nice getting some additional thoughts on the theater. It's a pleasure having you over, Michael. And it was just a fun weekend for a good cause. So that's where I'm at right now. So in a couple months, things are going to change pretty drastically in here. And I know I haven't been uploading as much as I should, but that is going to change here very quickly. So just keep an eye out for that. And guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being